Is this actually my first decent pasta video? I can't believe it took me this long to eat spaghetti for you guys. Pasta is actually one of my favorite meals. I don't know why I don't even know why it wasn't my first mukbang actually. I ended up doing that Pizza Hut video, but now I'm so excited to actually have this spaghetti with you. So welcome to my mukbang. This spaghetti smells as delicious as it looks. Do you see that? We've got 2 meatballs. We've got the spaghetti in a meat marinara. I have actually extra meat marinara, which I'll be pouring all over that. And I also have delicious bread here with olive oil and balsamic. I just put a little bit of salt and pepper on top of that. And my favorite part of the meal probably is the sangria. Now, I promised myself, or I told myself, not to have any alcohol in my mukbangs because I have my talkbangs, and that's where I have most of my fun, right? That's when I get drunk. So, I don't know, today I felt like I needed one, and it's been a very long fucking day, so that's gonna be my favorite thing. Anyways. Cheers. Looks amazing, doesn't it? So right there, that's actually nectarine, white nectarine to be exact. And I have some blueberries in there, but you can't actually see it. Maybe if I drink the whole thing, you'll see it in the cup. Anyways, let's get ready to eating. So for the spaghetti, I'm gonna dump in the rest of the meat marinara sauce. Seriously, I'm surprised it took me this long to get a proper pasta video up. I know that I have had my seafood pasta video, but I was just talking the whole time. I wasn't actually eating the food. So I'm excited to actually have this food today. And let's see here. So I have some Parmesan cheese. You know how that's always the best. Sprinkle the cheese on there. You know, you can never have enough cheese, because when you're at the restaurant and they're grating the cheese for you, fresh Parmesan cheese for you, you don't really want them to actually stop grating the cheese on your plate. It's kind of embarrassing because they'll ask me, and I'll say, okay, sure, go ahead, and they'll say, please let me know when you want to stop. So I would just kind of stand there and watch them grate the cheese. And I quite literally will not stop. I don't even know why I didn't put the rest in there. I'll probably put it in later. But I love Parmesan cheese. It smells like stinky feet, but maybe I'm into stinky feet. I don't know. So I'm putting some red pepper flakes on there just to give it a little bit of a kick. And I think I am ready to go. The bread is still warm, so I think I'm gonna have some of that right now. For you ASMR lovers, crunchy bread. It's still warm. It's delicious. Man, these meatballs are huge. Gonna be so good. Mix that sauce up in there. Alright, I'm gonna take my first bite. I think I'm failing with this spoon. I'm gonna stop using this spoon. Because you know how at restaurants they give you the fork and the spoon, I guess you use the spoon to kind of spin your pasta up so it's easier to eat. Incredible. It's perfect. Exactly what I wanted. And I actually picked this up at a restaurant. I didn't make this. I picked it up at Maggiano's. I'll put the link down below. But yeah. There's a lot of spaghettis I find the flavors to be very flat. But this one is tangy from, obviously from the tomato. That's what the spaghetti sauce is all about. But there's something else that's making it a little bit more sour. I don't know. That's a horrible description. It's delicious. That's all you need to know. Cheers. I hope you're eating with me right now. I don't know what you're doing. What are you doing? I'm watching you. I'm watching your every damn move. When I was a kid, with the bread rolls or the baguette that my parents would get home or take home, I would quite literally dig out the meat of the bread like that. I would dig it all out and I would eat just that. So you see that hole there? So in the house, if the bread was looking like this, it was because of me. Or at the restaurant. So it'd be sitting like this and my mom would grab it and then she would see this big fat hole in it. And she'd be pissed. That's my favorite part of the bread. The outside is just, I'll eat it because it's there, but I really don't like it. And if I could, I would like to ask that all my sandwiches, especially my peanut butter and jelly sandwich, that the crust be cut off. For two reasons. I mean, one, I really don't like the way it tastes on the outside of bread. But two, I don't like the way it looks too. So, if you haven't noticed already with my videos, I'm kind of particular about my setup. It has to look, the presentation of the food has to look perfect to me, right? Perfection doesn't exist, but to me, in my la la land, perfection does exist. Mmm. Mmm. Can't say no to bread. Someone commented that they're scared to watch me eat because I don't really chew my food. And it's kind of true. I eat pretty fast, but I've trained myself to eat fast. Kind of like the way a firefighter trains themselves to eat fast, you know? As if there's a freaking emergency or something. But, and the reason why I eat fast, I actually developed this at work where, you know, we're only given a 30-minute lunch break, right? And this was a time when I was smoking a lot. Like, a cigarette break took about 7 to 10 minutes, so I had to time it correctly. And I'd get that cigarette break in, and then I would jam back into the store and eat my food as fast as I can, and I would have another cigarette. That was terrible. That was... Don't do that, you guys. So ever since then, after what? 6 years of that, I've just grown accustomed to eating really fast. And I'm not really mindful about not taking my time chewing. This was a great choice. Cheers, baby. I actually have a really fun. I actually have a really fond memory of spaghetti. This was actually in grade school. I think I was in second or third grade. Within, you know, the lunch week, there's always a designated day for spaghetti. And that was always Friday. We'd get spaghetti. and then some random crap on the side, like bread or whatever. Now, let me remind you, I actually didn't eat this. I was every Friday I would watch my friends eat this because I actually, for some reason, I don't know what it was. I should ask my parents, but um, I didn't have that card where you would get free lunches or whatever it was. I don't know what the deal was, but I didn't have one of those stamp cards to get lunch. So there were times my mom would pack my lunch, but she wasn't very consistent with it. So I would sometimes go 3 or 4 days in the week without having lunch at all throughout the entire day. I mean, it sounds awful, but she was a busy woman. I mean, I get it. It's fine. No big deal, right? I think as kids, we just kind of forget about eating. We're just so excited to see our friends. We're so preoccupied with our surroundings that we totally forget. I understand. I'm not mad at her for it. But so there was one particular day where I didn't have lunch that day, and my friends were getting in line, during lunchtime to get lunch, and I was fucking hungry. Like normally I didn't notice it, but that day I was just dying. I needed food. So I don't know what I was thinking, but my friends, the smart kids that they were, they just told me to, stand in line with them and maybe ask to see if I can have a partial lunch or whatever. And so I was standing in line with them and I was nervous as hell because I was a shy kid. If you believe it or not, I was very shy. I didn't want to talk to anybody. I didn't really have many friends. Those were my only two. But I wasn't very well liked. Somebody told me that. I'm serious. I wasn't very well liked. But anyway, standing in line, and it was my turn to hand my card over for the lunch of the day, and I didn't have one, obviously. So I told her. I said, "Hey, I didn't say hey. I don't know how to say hey as a child. I just said, oh, I'm really hungry, and I was wondering if I could have lunch for free today." And I remember her looking at me, kind of giving me those sad eyes. I couldn't have been the first kid to ask her for free lunch. But she looked at me and she said, "I'll tell you what, this is our little secret. Go ahead and stand in line over there and they'll be able to give you a full lunch. But don't tell anybody." And that was the day of the spaghetti lunch, and I just you don't forget things like that, especially when someone goes out of their way to give you lunch. Even as a child, you think that I'd forget something like that, especially being so kind of rambunctious all over the place, not really paying attention to anything. But that is a detail that I will never forget, and I don't know her name. She was so sweet, but I hope she knows that I will always remember that gesture. That kind gesture. The fact that she let me eat. That's so. Anyways, so as adults, if you guys run into children, do something nice for them because they'll remember. I'm sure all of you guys have a great memory or a fond memory of an adult doing something very kind to you, and you will never forget it and you'll take it with you, right? I know for sure. You can share your story too, because I'm sure we'll be able to connect that way. Mm. You know what would have been perfect? Is if I was super high and eating this food right now. It's funny because when you're smoking and you're high, I swear to God, like the food that you eat, it just you don't even know where it goes. You don't even know where it goes. You just keep on piling and piling, and sometimes I think my stomach's gonna freaking explode. Because for some reason you're just able to shove all this food down you. You don't feel the pain in your stomach. You don't feel any of those things. You're just able to like shove it all in. It's insane. And I know that if I wasn't under the influence right now, this would be easy to eat. I know it's kind of with weed and, pot, the feelings towards it is somewhat divided. I mean, not everyone is for it, but not everyone is against it. I, for one, am not against it. I don't care. It's just pot. I mean, I think alcohol is actually worse than pot. Alcohol gets you, I don't know. I mean, it really fucks you up. But smoking for me, actually, I'm pretty bad. I really honestly don't do it all the time. And when I say all the time, I mean, like, quite literally, I don't. I'll do it once, I don't know, every 6 months. I'm not kidding. And I want you to know that my reactions to it are they're terrible. I am a terrible smoker. You know when someone describes that experience of being on shrooms, kind of seeing things out, randomly, shit popping up out of nowhere, you're scared shitless? Well, for me on weed, getting high, I experienced that after maybe 2 puffs. It's insane. Colorado was the first state in America to legalize, marijuana. Like, what is taking so long? I don't do it every day, but I don't understand why it's an issue at all, actually. I don't get it. I really don't get it. Oops. Oh, the sangria hits the spot. I love drinking. You know that. You've seen all my videos. You've seen me freaking Snapchatting my nights out. But I don't know. I'll do it occasionally, the smoking. Like I said, I get crazy. I seriously hit all freaking emotions known to mankind. So I would say the worst experience I've had with weed is, oh my God, I did it with one of my good friends, and we were in the kitchen and we smoked out of the bong, okay? I didn't realize how much I was inhaling because I was inhaling as if I was smoking a cigarette. I mean, it's fine, you can do that, but I didn't realize what I could and could not handle. and the amount I took in, I could not handle. And after maybe less than 5 minutes, bam, it hit me. It hit me so hard. I remember looking at the fridge and just laughing. I couldn't stop laughing, and my head was so heavy. It felt so heavy, and it was just falling back constantly. And I wanted to keep it forward, but it kept on falling back. I don't even know if it was actually happening or if I was just feeling it. I don't know what was happening, but it was so bad. I was laughing so hard, and I didn't want to laugh anymore. I told myself, because when you're high, you're still very conscious. Like you know exactly what's going on and who you're surrounded by. But I guess what it is that you no longer have control, right? And for me, not having control over the situation, it makes me angry. So after that laughing, that whole bit of laughing, guess what I did? I started fucking crying because I couldn't stop. I was pushing my cheek down like this and saying, stop laughing. And I don't know why I was so obsessed with trying to stop it all, but I said, stop laughing. So obviously I couldn't stop laughing. So I started crying. I cried for, I don't know, a good amount of time. And then I started to become angry. I was pounding the table like, I don't fucking understand. I don't want to be high anymore. Ah! I swear to God, it was every emoticon you have on your phone. That's what I experienced. And basically, at the end, I was this kind of sad, high kid. Like, I was just so sad sitting in my chair and seeing things come in and out of nowhere and just felt like I was flying. And my friends were like, what is wrong with him? Everyone else seems relaxed and this one is freaking the fuck out. And sometimes I think it's because I wasn't really relaxed, but even today, I consciously say, or consciously make an effort to be relaxed and to be in an environment that I feel safe and comfortable, and still, I get the same freaking crazy reactions, and it's terrible. It's not a good time for me. It's not a good time at all for me. It's just no fun. And they keep on telling me to relax, just relax. I don't think they understand. And at this point in my life, I just think I'm very sensitive to pot. I'm just very sensitive to it. So that's why I just stick with alcohol, because I love alcohol. It's enough for me. It's so much fun. Like, I don't even need to take any freaking other drug, really. Oh man, I think I'm super full, but I want to finish this. At least finish this sangria. So, however you feel about, I don't know, smoking pot, drugs, or whatever, I mean, look, to each their own, live your life. You know what's bad, you know what's wrong, you know what's good, you know what's bad. I think people all know that, but we still make crazy decisions sometimes. I, for one, don't care for weed, but I don't care if anyone else does it. I wish, if anything, I was in their situation, chilling out on the couch, but I sure as hell can't chill. What, are you drinking? You miss my alcohol days, don't you? Remember when I used to get so fucking drunk in those videos? That was so sleazy, so easy. This is so fucking good though. And to those commenting on my old videos, I just want to say that I do read them, I do see them. So don't act, don't be concerned. I do see them. Replying though is getting to be a little tough, but I am definitely trying my best. I mean, I usually try to do it when I have some downtime, but having that downtime is also difficult to find as well. So, but I do read all of them, and I appreciate it so much. You guys really do help. I think I'm over this pasta. I'm carved out. My God, that was a lot of food. Anyways, it was so nice. So nice hanging out with you. You're probably like, bitch, you don't text, you don't call, you don't even tell me where you're at for 2 weeks. I'm sorry. Sometimes I need a break. Alright, I think I'm gonna knock the fuck out after this. Bye guys, see you later.